Welcome to the Fit Dad Nation podcast, forging strong fathers and raising a stronger generation. It's time to get up or shut up with your host, Steve Roy.
Hey there, guys. Steve Roy here, host of the Fit Dad Nation podcast. Welcome to the show. Thank you so much for listening. If you haven't joined our free private Facebook group, do so now if you are a dad and you are looking for some accountability. fitdadnation.com/community. Last 2 weeks ago, I posted an episode, May 4th. It was how to get less fat for summer. And so in it, I was talking about the challenge that we were getting ready to start. It was a 40-day fat loss challenge called Operation Fat Ass. So this was right beforehand, and in it, I talked about some of the principles that we're going to be using to start losing fat and getting into better shape come pool season. So we've started the challenge, and today I want to talk about some of the changes that we're already experiencing, some of the things that we're seeing. And I titled this show, Yes, It Is That Simple, because honestly, guys, this is very, very basic, simple stuff that we're doing, and it works. Okay, all the other stuff, there's so much noise around the fitness industry, so many bells and whistles and gizmos and gadgets and shiny objects and new diets and new programs and new pills, new supplements, new everything. It's constantly coming out because it's a really, really hot market and it's easy to sell the shit. Unfortunately, most of it just doesn't work. It's just an absolute waste of money, waste of time. But smart marketers know how to touch on people's pain points and make them feel insecure about themselves and get them to buy shit. You know, that's what marketers do, right? And so that's what is, happening in this industry, which is why it's so huge, right? Honestly, we could probably wipe out 95% of what's out there and we'd still do fine, in my opinion. So I want to talk about what we're doing. So we started this challenge 7 days ago, and we're doing 4 things for 40 days. That's it. Focusing on 40 things. We've got 20 some odd guys doing this challenge with us right now. And we've got one is we're training every day. Okay. We're not pounding the shit out of our bodies, but we are training every day. We're combining strength, which is the key, right? We need to absolutely have strength training. 40 minutes a day, it's 4 times a week. And then the rest, the other 3 days is conditioning work, 20-minute workouts, right? High, fast-paced, heart rate gets up, we let it come down, it gets back up, let it come back down. Okay, the principle behind that. So we've got the program in place. We're training every day. Number 2, we're drinking half of our weight in ounces of water. Okay, just a great habit to get into, become super hydrated. You're going to notice quite a bit of a difference. And then we're doing a daily mobility routine, 8 to 10 minutes a day of dedicated mobility, absolutely critical for guys 35, 40, and 45 and up. At 50 years old, for me, I have to have this as part of my day, or all the years that I've spent, playing sports and training and doing all these other things, I'd be a mess, absolutely. And it's not like I'm not super limber right now, but without mobility, it would be a nightmare. And then lastly, we're following just a whole foods approach to eating. We're just removing some of the main culprits of empty calories and garbage calories, and we're focusing on fruits and vegetables, lean meats, oils and nuts, just basic stuff, right? So we're doing these 4 things every day. We're checking for accountability, which is, you guys know I've talked about this at length. Accountability, in my opinion, when it comes to men, when it comes to dads, it's really the missing piece. It's really one of the secrets, if you call it that, to lasting success. Because when you're around people that care and they have a vested interest in you, it's so much more likely that you're going to stick with it and you're going to see results. And at the end of the day, it's all about consistency, right? If you don't stick with anything, it doesn't matter how great your program is, how great your diet is, whatever. If you don't stick with it, it doesn't mean shit. You have to stick with it month after month after month after month, even when things get hard. So you have to keep that in mind. So we started this challenge last Monday. Everyone's fired up, including myself. I've shared this. I've really spent months here nursing my foot injury, kind of self-medicating with inactivity, sitting on my ass, and eating whatever the fuck I wanted. And obviously, I don't have to tell you guys what happens when you do that for a few months at a time. You start to feel and look like a pile of shit. And that's where I was. Got on the scale, I was like 201 pounds, and I was like, oh man, this is not good, because for me, I need to be around 180 pounds to feel good. So, 20 extra pounds of fat just does not sit well with me. So I needed this as much as the guys that are doing this challenge. So we started out, and I'm going to tell you guys, and I'm just being straight with you here. All I literally did was focus on these 4 things I just told you about. I wasn't worried about counting calories, supplements, fasting, anything else. All I was doing was, okay, I'm going to stop eating bread and pasta, which were the 2 big ones for me. Cut out all soda, which was another problem for me. I was drinking a couple sodas a day again. It was not good. And I started replacing my morning Pop-Tarts or cranberry muffin from Panera with eggs, fruit, and maybe some bacon. Same goes for lunch. I was eating out a lot of junk food, a lot of fast food. I'm just eating a lean protein with either like a starch, like rice or quinoa, or a potato, and then some fruits and vegetables, and same for dinner. Nothing fancy, nothing too exciting. I kind of eat the same meals. So I just basically said I'm not eating any more, basically everything in my pantry, because the pantry is nothing but donuts and Fig Newtons and chips and just crap. So cutting all that out was, a little bit of a shock, as it would be for anybody. Same for my other guys. Typically, we have all that stuff for our wives, for our kids, whatever. There's a lot of stuff in the house that's just empty calories, worthless calories, chips and dip and salsa and all that stuff. And I won't lie, it was tough. I got really used to eating it, and I was eating late at night. And you get in the habit of it, and you like it. Like it tastes good, right? There's a reason why we eat all this stuff, and we aren't hooked on broccoli and cauliflower and Brussels sprouts, is because it doesn't taste as good as Triscuits and cheese and Tostitos with fresh salsa and all this stuff that is designed, engineered for us to really truly enjoy. Yeah, I said, you know what? Fuck it. I'm done with this. I'm committing to this challenge for myself, for my guys, for 40 days. So that was the big piece. I had stopped training, got right back into the gym, really my garage gym, and just started slow. And that's another thing I want to say. Some of these guys that are in this challenge haven't worked out in years. They're struggling. Start where you're at. That's the point. You don't need to jump into any type of particular program. You start where you're at. If you can't do hardly anything, start with some push-ups. Start with knee push-ups, right? Start with low step-ups, bridges on the floor, bird dogs, basic stuff, right? There's no shame in that, right? A lot of guys want to feed their ego and when I was in my 20s and 30s, I could bench 275 or 315, I could squat 400 and blah. Nobody fucking cares, first of all. Nobody cares. And second of all, it's absolutely irrelevant. It's not going to help you at all. And if you try to get back there quickly or too quickly, you're going to lose. So I really honestly say, guys, check your ego at the door and don't worry about it. When I come back from my layoffs or injuries or my surgery a while back, I literally would go into the gym. I'll lift 5 pounds, 10 pounds, and I don't give a shit. I know it's hard for some guys, to go into a gym, and everyone else is throwing around heavy dumbbells and heavy weights, and you're over here with tens in your arm doing whatever, But you had to put that out of your mind, because seriously, no one's looking at you anyway. But you have to do what's right for your body. You have to push your ego aside. Just do what's right for your body. So yeah, for me, I'm starting slow. I'm back out. I'm not doing sets of 10 pull-ups like I was, not even close, right? So I'm starting with some cable rows, some one-arm rows, some stuff like that, just to build my strength back up, even banded assisted pull-ups, okay? I'm not going crazy. I don't have the strength that I had, maybe 6 months ago. So you have to start where you're at. So I just cut all that shit out, right? I'm not worrying about counting calories. I'm just make sure I'm eating plenty of protein with eggs and meat, and then filling the rest with healthy fats and either vegetables or fruits and a little bit of starch. And that's it. My training sessions are 40 minutes a day at the most. Okay, some days they're half of that. Mobility, so you're on the ground stretching. Anybody can spend 10 minutes doing that. And then just drinking a bunch of water, which has been a pain in the ass because, I have the bladder the size of a grape, but, it's just something I have to deal with. So those 4 little things, and I'm not trying to sell you anything because the challenge is closed anyway. I have nothing to sell you. But those 4 things, I feel amazing. It's been 7 days, only 7 days. My energy is... I'm not even joking. I'm not embellishing. My energy is way, way better just because the food I'm putting into my system is way better. I mean, the quality was... I was eating it like a D if I had to grade it. Probably a D, a C minus, maybe a C some days. Now it's, a B plus. I'm not eating it an A. I'm not eating super, super clean. I'm not worrying like I'm having sour cream with stuff, like cheese on stuff. I'm not going to the extremes where I'm like absolutely miserable, and I have done that, and it sucks. Nobody wants to do that. When you're 22 and you're training and you want to get jacked, yes, you can sacrifice that shit and eat and do that stuff. But when you're a busy dad, you're in your 40s, it doesn't even matter anymore. Like, why? Why do you want to do that? Why do you want to be so miserable? So, don't do that. So the biggest difference really is, first off, I feel great, right? In 7 days isn't not a lot of time. I've lost a couple of pounds. That's it. I mean, and I don't really care about that because the weight loss will come as if you start doing this basic stuff. It will come, guys. I promise. You just have to keep eating that deficit. You have to focus on quality. If you're eating super, super clean and you're not losing weight over the course of weeks or months, then yes, you need to start tracking because you're just eating too much. And it is possible to overeat healthy foods, especially when your healthy foods aren't really that healthy. Like Quest bars or Quest chips and, stuff like that isn't really like whole food. It's just like processed food that claims to be healthy. So it's the training, it's the eating. It's just some basic water stuff, right? I'm still drinking some Gatorade Zero for when I work out or play a little pickleball here and there when I feel up for it. And then I'm stretching. And so energy is awesome. My sleep has been huge because, and you guys probably are familiar with this, when you start eating a lot of stuff, you're having a lot of acidic food, salty food, sugary food, soda especially, or even beer, which I don't drink. You get, right, heartburn comes. For me, it was coming every night. Every night I would lay down and immediately I'd feel that burning right in my chest. Some days it was really bad. And if you have ever had really bad heartburn, you know that it's awful. It's a horrible feeling. And I would get that way probably a couple times a week, but it was always there when I would lay down and I'd get right up. I'd go have 2 Tums or 3 Tums. And then probably a few hours later, I'd get up in the middle of the night to pee and I'd have a couple more Tums because I could still feel it. And it sucked, and it's absolutely related to what I was eating. It was and drinking. I really think it was mostly the soda, but it was all the other shit. And so that has improved dramatically as well. So the energy and the sleep, and for me, I've been in and out of shape so many times that it comes back really fast for me. Faster than probably most people. But I've already seen a difference of 7 days of workouts, training, being far more active, and then cleaning up my diet and cutting all the junk out. Yeah. I mean, you can see a difference. And I just got a private message from one of the guys in the group, in the challenge. He just reached out to me and said, "Hey, man, just so you know, I feel awesome. I'm down 9 pounds." I mean, think about that, right? Did he lose 9 pounds of fat in a week? No, absolutely not. He can't. But he lost 9 pounds. He's a bigger guy. He's got a lot of weight to lose, but he's really trying. He's putting in the effort, and he's just following the things I just told you. And yeah, he's flushing out some water, and I'm sure he was eating a lot of processed foods. And but 9 pounds, even when looking at the scale, the win is it's a totally psychological thing. When you see that, okay, well, obviously I didn't lose 9 pounds of fat, but 9 pounds is 9 pounds. And for guys that are struggling and have struggled with their weight for a while, that is motivation enough to keep going, right? You don't have to really quantify it and say, well, what percentage was water weight? What percentage was fat loss? And blah, blah. At that point, when you've got a bunch of weight to lose, who fucking cares, right? You're eating healthy foods for the first time in a while. You're training every day, pushing your muscles. You're drinking almost nothing but water, maybe some coffee and tea. And you're stretching every day. 4 super basic things, right? That's it. And you're dropping weight like crazy. You feel great. You're happy about what's happening. Guys, it's that simple. All right, I talk about this a lot. I probably talk about it too much because, but like we get it. It's simple. We simple. But I really feel like it's my job to continue pushing this message on you guys, because I still get emails, I still get messages from guys that are wanting to try to shortcut something through a supplement or some kind of fancy program or gadget guaranteed to accelerate fat loss or muscle growth. And without steroids, anabolic steroids, there's really nothing that's going to help you with that stuff. It's just fluff, right? Protein powder, yes, I like protein powder. High quality protein powder, I use Transparent Labs. High quality protein, or first form I use too. High quality stuff, and yeah, you can use it as a meal replacement. You can just make sure if you're not getting enough protein from regular foods, then you can use a protein shake. Absolutely. But everything else, the fat burners and BCAAs, pre-workouts, post-workouts, I think all of it is a waste. I mean, personally, I do drink pre-workouts. I drink it for the caffeine because I don't drink coffee, but I love caffeine, and I had an energy drink addiction for a long time, which ended a couple years ago. So I do love caffeine, and that's where I get my caffeine. I just would powder a little bit, a few calories, but that's not a game changer, right? It's going to give you a little bit of energy, but so will a cup of coffee, so will a caffeine pill. So you don't need any of that stuff. It's just overpriced. Absolutely. I mean, I choose to do it because I know my body extremely well, but for most people, it's absolute waste of money to buy 99% of supplements. A good multivitamin and a protein powder, and I honestly think you're fine. I honestly do. If you're eating a decent diet, you're eating, let's call it a B or a B plus even. You don't have to eat an A. You're going to be just fine. You're going to get all your nutrients and everything, and you're going to be fine, the vitamins and minerals. So that's all a waste. So I've noticed those changes, and it's only been 7 days. Think about that. Think about if you're listening to this show and you're like, man, I just need to do something, because I get that all the time. Man, I need to do something. I haven't done shit. I mean, I tell you guys, I get messages so often about this stuff. I have to do something. I know I need to do something. I've been pushing it off. I'm way out of shape. Seriously, you don't need to join my challenge. You don't need to join any particular program. You need to just follow a few basics, and the things that I just laid out, that's a great place to start. Can you change your diet starting today? Yes. Just stop eating fast food. Stop eating the shit that you know is hurting your results, right? All the processed garbage. Just stop eating that. Just make better choices. Okay? You don't even have to put a name on it. You don't have to put a label on it. You don't have to put, I'm eating a paleo diet. I'm eating a keto diet. I'm eating whatever. Can you find 20 to 30 minutes a day to exercise, to do some kind of resistance training? I believe that for 90+% of men, the answer is yes. Okay, but there's always an excuse. There's always going to be more stuff to do than you have time. You just have to prioritize it. And believe me, this is a priority for you. Can you find 8 minutes to stretch on the floor? Yes, you can. And can you just drink a bunch of water? Absolutely. Unless you have a legitimate reason, and I do have one guy in the group who works in an operating room. Yeah, you're not going to be pounding water, because if you have to piss, you can't, right? You're in an operating room. I get it. We've had a few of those in the past. But for most of us that have access to a bathroom whenever they want, yeah, just up your water intake. Double what you're drinking now. In my opinion, you don't really need much more than a gallon, and that's for bigger guys, 220-pound guys and up. I don't see a reason to drink more than a gallon, but anyway, can you do those 4 things? Absolutely. I honestly, truly believe and have seen the results in myself, in clients over the years, following just a few basic things. Can you do these 4 things? Absolutely. Can you start right now? Absolutely. None of those things are difficult. None of them are difficult to do. You just have to just make it a priority, decide that you want to do it and that you're willing to do it, and just say, okay, tell your wife, tell your friends, tell your kids, whatever. Say, all right, for the next 2 weeks, guys, this is what I'm going to try. For 2 weeks, I'm going to do these 4 things. Work out for 20 minutes a day, drink a bunch of water, I'm going to stretch for 8 to 10 minutes a day, and then I'm going to just cut all the bullshit out of my diet and was going to see what happens. And if in 2 weeks, I'm telling you right now, you're gonna feel and see the difference. And yes, it's extremely basic. It's extremely simple. And again, there's no pitch coming. That's it. Try it. What do you have to lose? I mean, seriously, think about this. Just pause for a second. What do you have to lose by trying these 4 things, right? Instead of sitting so much, instead of eating processed fast foods, right? Instead of not exercising, instead of drinking frappuccinos, energy drinks, Mountain Dews, right? Just try this for just 2 weeks. Give it 2 weeks and see what happens. See how you feel, okay? If you want to be part of something where we're going to hold you accountable, yes, you can look into one of our groups. We've got a private membership group called The Inner Circle. That's where we're doing our challenge right now. I'm in there every day. I just finished up a Facebook Live in there. You can find more information about that, fitdadnation.com/inner circle. But seriously, guys, just start there. Okay? Can't make it any easier for you to get started. It's a minor commitment of your time and your energy, but the rewards are massive. So that's it, guys. Find me on social. You can always hit me up in the private messages, the Fit Dad Nation on Instagram, and then, of course, on Facebook as well. Anyway, guys, that is all for today. And, we'll catch up next time.
Thanks for joining us. And remember, if you want more information, check out the Fit Dad Basecamp group on Facebook. And don't forget to stop by fitdadnation.com. Until next time, keep kicking ass and taking the next step. You can do this, Dad.